Alright, so I have a pretty successful, very highly advantageous vault. I'll show you what I've been working on. For starters, our vault is max capacity. So we have pretty much everything you would need. I changed some of the floors so that they would have more stat farming floors. My main purpose of using the game room was so I would have somewhere to store my ninjas when I'm not raiding. But now I kind of swapped that system to them always being active, because that's their job, is to get me shit. So my army of ninjas is now all active, and so they're not here anymore. And I'll show you what I've got going on here. So these are my deads. My deads are anybody I'm planning on throwing away and having replaced. So how to qualify as a dead, you have to have garbage stats, and you have to not do a whole lot for your floor and then that you're on if you're working. And then on top of that, your happiness has to be low enough to justify it. 75% is where I'm averaging right now with everybody because of how well the vault works. So my new goal is to just kill anybody who sucks and does not have the stats I want, and then replace them with I'll show you what I've got working on there. So we replaced this person because she spawned in this way. Don't really like the haircut. Pretty alright genetics wise, but not perfect by any means. And just kind of had the one skill and wasn't even fully capable on the floor she was on. This is one of my early people, so we're kind of purging because I never thought to do this. This is one of my oldest people. I mean, level 28, like this was before I came up with the idea of having one family rule the vault. But I'll show you how that's going to happen. So anyway, this is my casualty. This is my next casualty. I don't remember what I originally called this character. Hit a really high level. Still didn't bring a whole lot of value to the table. Died. Yeah, I've been changing them to names of things that I would identify as a casualty, so I can just remove them when they die. This is the only way to kill your vault hunters, is throw them out or your vault dwellers, I mean. You throw them out into the thick of things with nothing, and then hope they goddamn die. And as soon as they do, remove them. The game gives you the chance to revive literally everyone. Greenberg, I didn't change his name, but he's a casualty. I can usually tell they're going to be a casualty if they have nothing. This guy went out 17 minutes ago. This guy is supposed to die. When I see that they don't have any rads, that tells me they're supposed to die. Reason why is because I usually send everyone out with 25 of each. See how this guy's got 25? There's no way they're going to run out completely. Just no chance that they're going to have nothing all across the board. Usually they have some rads left, and that's how I know who to keep and who not to keep. But I also name them just to make absolutely sure that they need to die. You're gonna have to lose out on whatever loot they get when they're down on their death run, which isn't a huge deal. The only time I would override is if they somehow manage to get a hold of a buttercup. If they got a hold of a buttercup, which is really, I've never seen it happen, but if they do manage to get a hold of a buttercup, I'll call them back and then send them right back out to die again. Because I want the buttercup, but I don't care about them. Usually it doesn't happen. They need to be pretty good to get a buttercup. Alright, here's my ninjas. So these are all people who I thought had just enough potential to serve my vault as raiders, but all of them are pretty not that great. Bananas, yeah, she's a raider. Bananas has been looting stuff for me. That's about her only purpose. Kunoichi, yeah, same. All my ninjas. I was planning on maybe turning Bananas into a ninja, but it takes time and effort, and I don't really want to do that. But she's an honorary ninja. Melty, all of my ninjas are going to be out there. And then we have my premium fighters, Apostas Dale. I believe she's related to Nero because of the AL ending. So I'm going to go ahead and count her as an honorary angel. Don't really know. Either that or I rebranded her and put her in some stat rooms. Sifu is another one of my premium people that I just designed to be good at getting shit for me. And those are my raiders. Those are the people who should normally not be inside the vault. Each floor is going to have your characters. Some of them I gave really funny, goofy names to. And some I might just keep just to have workers. So if their stats are good enough that they're doing what they need to be doing on the floor they're on, then I just leave them there. But they're not someone who I would consider to be anything special. Their main purpose is to work. So we don't want to get rid of too many of them because, you know, it's funny. And then on top of that, we don't want to get rid of too many of them because then we don't have workers. And I don't want to not have people that their sole purpose is to work, because if I don't have poo-poo people to do the jobs, then nothing gets done and we fail. So, like here, Hideous Sidious, this guy is not doing what he needs to be doing on this floor. And we can make up for his loss. Whoops. We can make up for his... Oh, shit. Hold up. Forgot to rename him. So how do I find somebody? Somebody who's on the floor and isn't maxed in the floor stat is poo. They're garbage. And so Hideous Sidious is now going to become Casualty. That's what we'll name him, Casualty. And then we're going to take him out here and we're going to throw him away in the garbage can because we don't need him. All right, so now how am I getting the vault slowly taken over by the virus? If I see that the floor is relatively functioning fine, I'll take whoever I feel like is the biggest disappointment on the floor. Oh, she's doing all right. Yeah, she doesn't need to be here. And I'll tell you why. So, yeah, we don't need gift. Bye-bye. The reason why is because we are taking over the vault with angels. That's what we're doing. So, as you can see, my vault goddess is Silver. She's the goddess of the vault. She has the Miss Launcher. She has the cat with the 61 health. She has the Bitter Cups outfit. There is no better outfit in the game for women. I wish that the synth armor didn't have a helmet. If the synth armor didn't have a helmet, she'd be wearing the synth armor because it looks amazing, but it has a helmet, and I don't want her to have a helmet on. So because of that, I gave it to Nero, who is taking over on one of my other floors because they are down. They don't have enough people. Let me see here. Where's my guy? He's supposed to be... here he is. Alright, since that floor is struggling and this floor is alright, I'm going to take Nero and put him on the floor that's struggling. Because he can go anywhere. And he can help... And that's what my thing is gonna have. So I'll explain how it works. So Nero is the husband, she is the wife. She produces a baby. That baby then has AL added to their name. They become an angel of the vault. and then that puts them in the stat kids category. So these are the stat kids. Renael is a stat kid. As you can see, she's done luck and charm so far, but I pulled her out because charm isn't a big deal, and she's already getting the bonus from her robes. The main stats I think are really important are SPE and I, because all of those I think focus on how well they perform in combat, and I can make them go anywhere. But the thing about the stat kids is that they're pretty much supposed to be just grinding, and when they're finished doing that, then I can put them anywhere. So they're going to infect the whole vault, because they'll have all the stats. So any floor that's not full, they can just take over. Here's some more stat kids. So we have Amorio, we have this Hadriel, we have Nereal. We got a bunch of them just infecting the vault all over. And as soon as they are done doing that, once they've fully taken over, here we go, Zael, Variel, Anarius, KL, all of them are stat kids. Sir Needledrop, his main focus is having good stats. He's pretty great. I don't really see a problem with this guy. Probably going to change his outfit though. I think he strikes me as a prince or something. Sir Needledrop. What should I armor him up in? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, that's cool. Sir Needledrop, perfect. He can just wear the football outfit. Anyway, everyone else is wearing something holy or heavenly, or the Minuteman outfit. So that's the requirement to be a stat kid, which is why we keep producing Republic robes and stuff like that. And their main purpose is to grind all the stats. So you see how all of them are like at least maxed at something, and some of them are, getting ready to graduate college soon. All of them are eventually going to have special. So all of them are going to be special. Except I'm going to keep them from maxing out at least one of their stats, because the only two people I actually want in the vault to have special across the board is Nero and the wife, and Silver. That's my intention. So we're not going to have anybody else have special, other than them two. Up here we have, I think she's important, but I think she's probably low priority, if anything. What can I put her in that would be more fitting of her usefulness? I'll put her in the initiate robe. A lot of people don't have A, so she can be in red faction. So red faction is anybody who isn't a mainline character that I'm trying to have some significance in this place. Oh yeah, also there's a religion, so some of the people in the religion are worshiping their children and their influence on this vault, and so they are also wearing holy stuff. So sometimes if you don't know what's going on, you'd probably confuse them with stat kids, but they are not stat kids. And the purpose is to have them all have pretty good stats across the board and everything. In general, you want your dwellers to be really good at pretty much everything, but I don't want everybody to be. I still want there to be a hierarchy. I don't want the entire vault to be filled with only them. I just want whoever's underperforming by a significant margin to get replaced by them, with the sole purpose of, having, like here we're working in a strength area, and this character right here doesn't have enough. So this would be one of the people I would probably send out to their death. Unfortunately for you. What am I going to gain? Well, I'm going to gain a ton of slots because I'm already at 200. And I'll be able to see, like, crouching's good on this floor. I don't know why I gave her all this stuff. So I'll probably put her in the the floor boss suit. I usually just give them wasteland gear if I don't like them. Yeah, wasteland gear improves their defense by a good amount. Okay, alright, so now we have the chance to potentially kill somebody here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have, if they're dead, if they're worth killing. This is probably somebody who's worth killing. I don't remember sending out somebody. This is probably either Bananas or somebody that's supposed to die here. Oh yeah, it's Bananas. Damn, that sucks. Alright, well, let's see how she does. She doesn't have very impressive stats, and I wasn't exactly keen on having her remain. But I think if she's going to be a raider, we got to probably get some of the loot. Maybe we might get a buttercup. They don't perform as well without all the stats. I realized how important the stats really are, so that's why I think having a vault filled with stat kids that just are good at everything, and then having them be everywhere was a good idea, because it would bring the overall, it would bring the floors up by a certain amount of happiness, because everybody knows how to do the work. They go down in happiness the more they have to carry somebody. So if they're carrying somebody, they don't like that. They have to work harder. They don't like that. But if everybody on the floor is just ridiculous, then the floor will never fail. The floor will never die. And then the floor will always be happy. And then I will have more time to respond to whatever's going on as well. So it's a really good strategy to do that. Alright, we just have to wait for this stupid thing to be done. Oh my god, she found a buttercup. Oh my god. This is exactly what I was talking about, it being a potentially good idea to maybe let her survive this. Alright. Yeah, we say this, they fight me. We definitely don't want her to die, because she has a buttercup, and we need one more of those to get another set of power armor. So we're gonna want to get her back as soon as possible to get working on that. Usually, like, what I really am looking for is to have them get a buttercup. That's like my #1 priority. The other one is military circuits. So if she gets but one of each, that'll be even better, because then I can choose between one of the two power armors I think are the best in the game. And the reason why I think they're better than the other power armors is because they add to strength and E. S and E, I think, are the correct stats that you want to be up on. Problem is they have that particular combo of guns is really good. Yeah, it's a really good combo of guns. When you have 3 people using those, it's really not fun. It's like boom, 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 boom. Really not fun. But the best guns in the game are the Institute rifles. I love those as well. Getting an Institute rifle is a very ideal thing. thing to have. So usually I'm looking for Institute Rifle, I'm looking for Buttercups, I'm looking for anything that's really going to help the vault in the long run. And eventually everybody will have even stronger weapons, they'll have even better stats. It's going to be a much better vault in general, I think, in the long run. The only thing is, like, once I get to that final goal, I think at that point there's not really much of a point to play the game anymore, because all you would be doing is quests and hoping that you get a good one that gives you a lunchbox. You never know. You never know what you might get. But you know, getting a lunchbox or getting a pet is helpful, because then you can... Where is Bananas? Yes, Bananas has a Buttercup, so that's... When you find a Buttercup, you get to come back. We like to see Buttercups in general. That's like one of the best things to get. Brahmin hides are alright. Not something crazy. But I send a lot of people out to get a lot of stuff, so I always end up coming out with something. Alright. We want the pet, but I don't want to open my... Oh, damn. Alright, what does he do? Training time? Oh, shit. I gotta give that to one of the, I gotta give that to one of the stat kids. Which one is the lowest stat kid? Lael, perfect. We'll give Lael the training dog for now. Not an ideal pet, in my humble opinion. Wasteland weapons and outfits. Oh, this pet would be better for one of the ninjas to have that. Oh, you know who else needs this dog more than she does? Nero, because I send him out more often than not. Nero doesn't have a pet, so Red's gonna lose hers. Yeah, there you go. Have Cindy. Cindy's gonna help Nero get a lot of treasure when he's not home helping us. I don't know where Virgil is either. Let's see, where is he? Didn't I name somebody Virgil? Huh. Thought for sure I named somebody Virgil. Well, next kid that we get is gonna be Virgil then. If it's a boy. Let's see, how far does she have before it's over? Oh yeah, that's right, it doesn't tell me. Okay. Actually, you know what, I'll open the lunchbox. I don't really see the point in holding out. Aw, I was hoping it'd be a Buttercup. That would have been amazing. Oh my god, I got a 10 pennies suit? Who am I gonna give that to? I don't know anybody in the whole world that could need that. Oh, what's this guy doing with nothing? Oh, right, I was gonna send him out. But he's like one of the two people holding this full... Yeah, alright. That. Yeah, we're about to lose a lot of people when we log in next. Alright, that about wraps up this episode of what's going on in the vault. How you can see where I'm going with this. yeah, in general, that's what we're looking to get accomplished here. And oh yeah, and I have some meme characters. Oh yeah, it's Dante. Dante was the one who would probably be a good idea to have the training dog. All right, so this is Red. Red is pretty great. And I also lost Blue. Blue died, so we made a new Blue. This girl's gonna be the new Blue, and she's gonna get all the stats. She came out with some decent stats as a level 1, so she's really gonna have an easy time of it grinding. This is one of my kids right here, one of the new stat kids that hasn't grown up yet. And yeah, that's about everything. Hope you all enjoyed this episode of what's happening in the vault. We're going to come back next time when I have 1,000,000 caps.